German observation tower in, that's not a word I'm gonna be able to pronounce. Guernsey? Oh, and the lights are red, which means it's lockdown. You're on the final level. Moose and fog. Dear God. I don't know how we keep getting, like, nature is just terrifying, man. And moose especially are not like friendly creatures. They are not fun animals to be around as far as I know. But this would be such a fire album cover. I do think this might be fake though. There's no ears. There's like, I don't know. This might not be an actual moose. Still freaking cool regardless, right? This fisherman holding a deep water wolf eel. Oh yes, that's a horror. Absolutely remarkable. Let's talk about deep water wolf eels for a minute. These are super smart critters, right? They're very curious and they'll interact with divers, right? But these things are like the most terrifying thing. Obviously, if you pull them out of water, you know, they're gonna want to kill you because, you know, you're making sure they can't breathe, you know? But what remarkable creatures. There are pictures of divers just hanging out with wolf eels. These guys are like, despite the name and how scary it looks there, in the water, these guys are so curious and cute. The minute you take them out of the water, understandably, they're absolutely enraged. And I would be too. I remember seeing, I think it was a wolf eel head crushing like a Coke can or something. It was removed from the body and it was just the nerves reacting. Insane stuff. This is how large a fully grown bison can get. This one weighs around 3,000 pounds. Oh, but he's just a nice fella. Look at him, he's hanging out and he's got a cute little horn on him. Sure, he's a nice guy. Go up and pet him. Come on. Go up and pet him for one. What's gonna happen? 23 million light year long plasma beam from a black hole. That's awesome, actually. I'm not even, okay, I get that black holes are a very cosmically terrifying thing, but that is sick, actually. So someone did the math on this. They used a Milky Way to do the math on it. A Milky Way bar is about 0.125 meters, making that 8,000 Milky Way bars per kilometer. A light year is like 9.46073 times 10 to the 12th power kilometer, which is 9.5 trillion kilometers, which is roughly 76 quadrillion Milky Way bars, or 7.56858 times 10 to the 16th power bars. And you know what it makes me think about as well? How long that plasma beam is, right? It is so neat to me that, like, relative to that image, we're really close to like another galaxy. We're close to the Andromeda galaxy. So both our galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy, relative to that image, are almost next to each other. I love space. I think it's such a fascinating topic. I think everything in space, my friend's Bob Ross costume looks just like him. Spitting image. I wouldn't be able to tell them apart if they were in the room together. Why is this an oddly terrifying? It's just a fun Halloween costume. Last photograph of a Bubal hartebeest in 1895 before it went extinct in 1925. I have never heard of this animal in my life, so we're gonna learn about it right now. It's an extinct nominal found north of the Saharan desert. So this was from the Bovidae family, which is like cattle, bison, buffalo, sheep, goats, and it was a social creature. Across the 19th century, especially during the French conquest of Algeria, the Bubal were basically just massacred by the colonial military. And by 1867, they were basically only found in like the mountain ranges of northwestern Africa. By 1870, it disappeared from the Tunisian Atlas, and the last animal in the country was shot in 1902. That's a shame. That's a real shame. I wish we could have preserved one of these beasts. These guys look cool. This art at a butcher shop my aunt took me to. We are pleased to meet you and have meat to please you. Oh, I hope you do. I'm a hungry customer. You sure you got the meat to please me, butcher? I hope you got plenty in store. Do not order a cake from Allison. Oh, they're just their full Facebook name. She charged me $300 for a Hello Kitty head, and I got a Hello Kitty horror story. Oh, she was skinned. She skinned the Hello Kitty. When I asked for a refund, she said, refund these nuts, charge it to the game. Very unprofessional. All I wanted was pink cake and all I wanted was pink cake flavor in 3D, and she gave you a skinned Hello Kitty. She gave you the Happy Tree Friends variant. Oh, man. Brain tissue of a CJD patient under a microscope, showing holes everywhere, which are the white circles. CJD is closely related to zombie deer disease, CWD. It is 100% fatal and there's no treatment. Oh my God. So CJD is human it's prion, right? Very, very rare. I'm looking at oh God, any sort of prion disease is absolutely horrifying. Like, I feel like if you're gonna pick one, you'd want the one that's gonna kill you right away, right? So I assume that this would probably, you know, like between CJD or like an Alzheimer's, I'd probably pick the one that's gonna kill me. I'd rather die than slowly lose my memory. Man. And the fact that these, like, I think the can just develop out of nowhere, don't they? Oh man, it's horrifying. So I'm reading, and just to be clear, they are caused by different prions. There's no evidence that CWD could spread to humans. It could, theoretically, as VCJD is the variant form. So there's still a precaution when you're hunting and eating venison. But CWD, CJD, they're transmissible spongiform prion disease. And the spongiform, that's what the sponge-like holes are in the brain. That's why it gets that name, I'm assuming. So same class of disease, and a horrifying, just like, imagine you get your brain tissue sample back and there are holes in your brain, and that it could just happen. Like a protein can just decide, I'm gonna fold the wrong way. Surprise, prion disease. Oops, all dead. Scan of a face with years of dermal filler buildup. Oh, great stuff. So I'm looking at this. There's an article attached. It's an MRI scan of this lady's face to see how much filler there was. So most fillers can dissolve within a few years, but some of them can last for more than like a decade. That is remarkable. So what we're looking at is hyaluronic acid filler. It's aquaphilic, so it tends to expand on size, and our body will encapsulate foreign bodies. Not only is it gonna expand, but then it can't be removed. And I'm probably gonna butcher this word, hyaluronidase. It's an enzyme that breaks up the hyaluronic acid. It won't dissolve any of the acid. Frightening. This is actually frightening. This pattern on the tree that looks like eyes. Oh, great. Yeah, that's where Slenderman's gonna hide one of his 8 pages, dude. You're gonna have to collect his pages. That's fire, though. I wonder what... I'm sure it's like not a deep explanation, right? But that's really cool looking. Original content. Took this pic on an abandoned house a few years ago. Didn't expect the surprise. All right, well, what's the surprise? I'm looking for it. We got the Mickey Mouse. Oh my God. Look at the back of that thing, dude. You know what this reminds me of, even though I know it's not the same thing, but the idea of there being someone else in like an abandoned place you're like doing urbexing around. Do you guys remember this series? And it's starting to make a comeback. Do you guys remember Ben's Playhouse? To give you an idea, listen, Nightmind has a great video about it. I would watch Nightmind's video. Quick and dirty TLDR on it. Ben's Playhouse was this horror project, and it started out with this guy named Colin, and Colin was like this annoying like Viner who goes to this abandoned asylum, and once he goes to the asylum, he's never seen again. Later, there's a separate account called Ben's Playhouse that starts uploading videos, and the page said, I trap people and make them my friend. And he was wearing the same clothes that Colin was wearing when he went into the abandoned asylum. So it was a whole cool little ARG type thing. I don't know if ARG is even the right word, but I bring that up mainly to say something cool, that whole horror project has started back up, and now Colin Henson is Pete Donuts, on Twitter, and that whole story is starting to develop further. And just seeing the mask in the background, and it reminded me of that whole Ben's Playhouse thing. And God, I love horror on the internet. Is so fun. I think there's so many great creative projects. I'm gonna take a quick aside to shout out myself because I talk about horror on my channel. And I'd also love to shout out McKinney's Family Home Videos. Great series, highly recommend it. The unsettling implications of putting a cage around a grave. Hey, we don't want that cadaver escaping now, do we? That would be the worst case scenario. So I think that's the safest option. Green Antarctica. Oh, I can see why that would be oddly terrifying. All the ice is melting. That's like a oddly terrifying, but in like a way where it's, you know, really a reflection of us. I mean, honestly though, all I'm seeing, the American in me, I'm seeing free land development. We should, you know, put some roads in there. Oh, maybe a strip mall. Strip malls are dead. What am I doing? I don't have the patriotic spirit at all. Got film developed from hiking in the mountains. Is that a hand? Dude, oh my God, it is a hand. Oh my God, that is a hand. Dear God. I don't even know what to make of that. I don't even know what to make of that. My boyfriend and I aren't really sure what to think. We went to a state park in West Virginia. Oh God, not West Virginia. During the off season. Horror knows no season. According to the park ranger and the conditions of the hiking trails, we were the only ones there for the week and had been the first there in a while. I took this pic at the top of the mountain. Behind the pillar should have been nothing, a drop off to the woods below. Wow. What the hell? It can't be leaves. It can't be fungus. I think that's a person. Oh my God, wait. Look at the shadow by the box. It looks curved. I think there was 100% someone crouching there. Holy shit, dog. Hole in the woods. Oh, whoa, that's fire, actually. Holy shit. I can understand why someone would find that scary, but that just looks absolutely cool to me. Like, I feel like someone would see this. If you showed this to like a Victorian era human, they would be like, there's a witch! Like, they would point and scream. This looks like it was an art piece by Auntie Leitonen. I hope I said their name right, but it's called Broken Landscape. Their work is made in a way to question the way we perceive nature around us. That is really, really, really cool. This lava formation that was somehow shaped like human bodies on Kamakuna Island, Hawaii, United States. Oh God. Oh my God. No, I mean, there's not even a joke there. There's not even something funny I could say. This is like Dante's Inferno type shit, dude. Wow. I'm honestly fascinated by that. This looks like the entrance to hell. That is fascinating. Poorly lit McDonald's play place. Dude, I am not going in there. That is straight out of God. That is at a security breach. The sun and moon characters in there hanging out. I'm not going in there. Couldn't pay me to go in there. The silver mannequin my parents are using to deter animals from their garden. Oh God, and yeah, he's just hanging out there. I mean, he's not causing any problems to you, right? He's just a little frightening to look at. I wouldn't say that this is too, he's minding his business. He's doing his job. Just let him be. Let him be and let him be scary, right? These are for different videos. I'm not really bothered by this one. I mean, yeah, it's a little weird that he uses the same face in each one, but at that point, like, Mr. Beast is just like a brand at this point. Like, he's not a person. It's not the same way where like another creator who will use their face in different thumbnails will take different pictures, but this is also like I don't know. I'm conflicted on this. From my perspective, taking like thumbnail photos is kind of like a standard thing to have, like, face reactions at the ready for your thumbnails. That doesn't feel too like out of the realm of something I could see them doing. I do think his touch-up has always been very interesting. My brain MRI photos. Oh, those are always fun to look at. We're horrifying creatures when you show us an MRI of ourselves. This plant in the corner. Oh, that's a human. That's a man pretending to be a plant. He's got a disguise on. Don't be fooled. He's after all your pottery. This is not a clump of hair. It's one of the most venomous caterpillars in the US, the pus caterpillar. Oh, great. So what the hell is that? Someone got stung twice by this goddamn abomination, and it was the worst pain they ever felt. It radiated up their arm and into their chest, and they had welts for months afterwards. This thing is like in East Texas, so I'm safe. I'm never gonna see this thing. And when a pus caterpillar rubs or is pressed against someone's skin, the hairs are what's venomous, and they're embedded into your skin. And it can subside, within about an hour, but can occasionally cause more severe reactions. So this walking mustache is the most venomous caterpillar. Incredible stuff. These red lights captured in France. Oh, great. The f are those? Why are they arcing like lightning? What is that? Oh, they're called lightning sprites. That's fascinating. So what lightning sprites are, they're really rarely visible from the ground because they're above the clouds, and they accompany about 0.5% of all lightning strikes. So they can appear in clusters, and what they are just large-scale electrical discharges high above the thunderstorm clouds and look like critters and creatures and aliens. The fact that these are real things is really cool. What exactly am I supposed to remember on this mountain? That you're on it? That you've been here already? It's deja vu. You have been on this mountain before. These creepy clouds are called scud clouds because they scuttle along, right? I've never seen a scud cloud before. How do these form? They are low height and are usually found beneath like nimbostratus or cumulus clouds, and they will often move faster than the storm clouds. So yeah, they just scuttle along, right? That's why they're called scud clouds, I would imagine. Sunken ship that looks like a sea monster. Oh my God, it does look like a sea monster. Holy crap, dude. Okay. I can't even, it looks like a Greenland shark, dude. If you have sub-mechanophobia, this is probably gonna, it's one of those things that you would need to not look at, I would assume. And the way this photo's, like, the perspective of the photo makes this look so much bigger than the houses near it. wow. I think that submechanophobia is one of those fears where I don't have it, but I can definitely see why it exists, because there's something about the industrialization of technology, you know, like huge industrial machines and parts being submerged in water and gone, like lost to time. Something about that is really scary. Walked out of my front door and into slugs having sexy time. Tell them to get a room. Oh, and they're descending too, like those things out of Half-Life. Oh God, not a big fan of spiders. Oh, that's fire though. That's just a fun tattoo. That's really cool. Gross, but really cool. Mind-blowing close-up image of the sun. Oh, that's fun. Again, dude, space is just cool. That's just, I can't knock that. I think that's fascinating. The dark spot to me is really, really cool. You ever think it's weird, or not weird, but you ever think about how like the sun, it is both responsible for us being alive, right? We need the sun to live, but will also be like the end of all life. It is in a physical form, the closest thing to a god. Like I know we have like spiritual gods and things like that people worship, but if we're talking like something that I could imagine people worship, like praise the sun, you know what I mean? That is so incomprehensible, right? Getting pictures like that too, I really wonder how the fact we're able to snap photos like this of our sun is remarkable to me. I just found a tooth in my luggage while traveling. Hey, it's for the tooth fairy. Happy travels. This 13-mile long abandoned Pennsylvania turnpike. No motor vehicles are allowed on the property, but bicycle riders are free to use it at their own risk. The trail requires helmets and lights. Oh, great. Yeah, just walk into the tunnel of mysterious exit. Yeah, I'd love to walk in there. Not sure where I'm gonna enter from or leave from. Veneers preparation. That doesn't really scare me all that much. That makes sense. You have to grind grooves into the teeth to hold the veneer. That checks out. That makes sense. Applying a window sticker. Oh, they're calling for help. Oh no. And they're in the infectious disease treatment area. Those are zombies. I'm staying away from there.
Tibetan shaman wearing a skull mask. Wearing a mask. What the hell? No, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, no. If that thing, if he came running at me wearing that at 2 o'clock in the morning, it would end either with a lot of casings on the ground, or me 2 miles away needing a new pair of pants. This nightmare at my local PBS station. Good Lord, he looks like a Monday. Why is he wearing a dress? Why is he wearing a Wizard of Oz Dorothy dress? What in the goddamn hell? Oh my God. That's not Big Bird. That's an oversized breadstick they stuffed into a dress, stapled a beak onto, and like gave it just enough sentience to stand on its own. It moves around at night. Abandoned real estate in Poland. Finally, a solution to the affordable housing crisis. Ghost buildings that totally aren't already lived in. If you're non-corporeal, do you pay rent? Actress Faye Dunaway, 1968. It's a legs with a heads. She looks like AI tried to draw her. Actually, honestly, I'm sure there are plenty of casting opportunities for like just a walking 2 legs and a head with a detachable hand crab. That definitely sounds like it would give some room for creative freedom. We realized that we could imprint our faces into our blanket. It's like, yes, that's how all blankets work. Oh, you have a high definition blanket. Lovely. Man, if you can find the store where you bought these and do this to all of them, I will pay you good money. A blood red alkaline lake in Kenya. I have to look this up because I thought that would, whoa. I flipped to the image just as I was about to look it up. That's cool. Okay, OP is referring to alkaline here, at least as far as my initial Google could tell. Not hating on the spelling, just making sure I wasn't about to miss something. That's so pretty. I would go there if it didn't involve like travel. Travel is awful. This boardwalk in my neighborhood. You have a boardwalk in your, oh, that's not quite what I'm used to when I hear the term boardwalk, but all right, that's pretty. Why is that creepy? This just looks like a cool path through like marshlands. I like this. This is cool. Bozo the Clown visits the Oompa Loompas on the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory set, 1971. The Oompa Loompas were already right on the edge of being creepy. I think they just barely skirted that edge. But you had Bozo in the middle of there, and good Lord Almighty, we got ourselves some nightmare fuel. None of these are leaves. Oh, no. Nope. Kill it. Kill them all. Kill it. Nope. Jesus, why is it so big? My grandpa with the Easter Bunny in 1950. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh. Your grandpa looks concerned. Rightly so. Hello, I am Peter Cottontail. Yeah, this thing hopped into our living room and gave us baskets of candy. What? this thing? Just, I don't want the candy. I don't care. I collect playing cards. That's actually kind of cool. My girlfriend has a collection too. Nope. God, we had a bunch of bugs and then oh God, no, thank you. I can't dentists. That's awful. A cave with huge natural crystals. That threw me off for like a good 3 seconds. That orange guy in the dead center looked like some sort of tiny medical device. Like, I don't know, like some sort of high-vis thing with like a little inhaler or something. And I was trying to scale everything in the picture mentally to that until I noticed the other guy crawling through and my brain just rebooted. I don't see that as being oddly terrifying though. Like that's just really cool. Like that's hard to comprehend on a scale level, but to me that's not scary. Someone in the cult sub found these cards around North London. Heavenly friends, Ashtar Sharon, Lord Jesus Christ, beam with love. Sorry. Caution! Saurians from Hells want to chip you. Chips. I like chips. And things soon to enslave you. The solution? Petition! We will not be chipped. Oh, but I want chips. Opening of the heart. Elimination of inner evils. Like, literally? Look, the rest of your, like, you have no idea what kerning is, do you? Like, you just went straight to the slider for text spacing and just had a seizure on it. Pass it on, others. Space. Exclamation point. I'm not usually this much of a grammar nut, but I will edit the hell out of this. Stop RFID. Would you stop things from emitting electromagnetic frequencies? Just stop it. Oh my God, there's more. This is amazing. We love you and help you out. Legolas in space holding the starfish or something. That dude is commander of the Grand Cosmic Squadron. That's very descriptive. Just which squadron are you part of? The Grand Cosmic one. No designation or part of any specific battalion or no. Okay, all right. Photos of creatures from a deep sea expedition in a Pacific mining zone. We are mining the bottom of the Pacific? That's gorgeous. Oh, that's so pretty. Why is this terrifying? Dude, that's just like a little tiny tree living on a rock. Just like having a good time. That's just a misrendered texture with spikes, but still looks really cool. Like imagine a little tiny floating sun just, swam past you. You'd be so excited. Well, I would be so excited. And this is just a slab of bacon with a sweater over its head. I'm not really sure how this works. That's the first one that I've just been confounded by. Like, I don't know what part of this is supposed to do what. Like, like, how do you eat? That's just a giant undersea bug. We have bugs all over the place. They're terrifying. Oh, okay, that one's, yeah, I could do without the hand. Oh, the hand's weird. What in the... Oh, okay. That looks like it's manifold, like all one thing, but it also kind of looks like a vortex of bees. That's cool. That jellyfish thing. What is the Ziploc bag from space filled with teeth? I guess that sounds terrifying when you describe it. I don't know, I love animals. Was looking up Munch from the dolls. Oh, so this was on purpose. And found the creepiest eBay listing ever. $18.99 rare fabric doll, $1,975. Dude, I would pay you to remove that from my house. This door at my son's audiologist office. Oh, the big soundproofy ones. Oh, that one just has a dude, I think. It's gonna be a Rorschach-y one, isn't it? I kind of see the skull with like a giant floppy hat. I don't know, this one isn't that bad, in my humble opinion. I'm sorry. On our afternoon stroll, the wheels freak me out. The wheels on the van? It's a cargo van, yeah. What? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm staring at the wheels because I'm trying to figure out what the wheels are saying to you that are freaking out because I'm more distracted by whatever this projection thing is in the door. I'm so confused with this. I'm sorry. I just freaking locked up. A fire-nado. Okay, if you see a tornado on fire, we're not gonna place that in oddly terrifying. That is just terrifying. We don't need the oddly. I feel like it's a fairly normal thing to be terrified of a tornado that's on fire. This stuffed animal I found at a local Goodwill. Oh my God, there's a book called Crap Taxidermy. You have to go find it. It's amazing and it's full of this. Just people that thought they could do taxidermy and couldn't. And I hate taxidermy, but it's really funny. This doll has been on this property for at least 30 years. Everyone's scared to remove it So it's just hanging out. Look, he's still trying to fix the conduit cover, all right? Just let him work. Damn, y'all are so impatient. The look in the eyes of this plushy heart. That just seems like an over-enthusiastic teacher or librarian. Like one of those people that expects you to actually care about the homework or something. Also, isn't it a piñata? Because, I mean, you could, oh wait, no, it's plushie. It looks like a piñata, I'm sorry. Maybe that's just my brain being like, yes, smack that with a bat. Victorian homes in San Francisco being moved via horsepower 1908. I love that this was still a thing and is still like very rarely a thing, but it happened all the way up until like the 1990s at least, where you just pick up a whole home and move it. From what I know of the safety standards at the time, this is terrifying. Phantom statues at Vezio's castle in Italy. Okay, that's really cool looking. It's very Nazgul. I was hoping for actual like phantoms where like sometimes they were there and sometimes they weren't. And sometimes you'd look over and they're just like having a smoke break or like eating McDonald's, but like frozen. It's like the angels from Doctor Who, but like way more chill and Italian. So like, I don't know, spaghetti burger. Miss America from the Japanese TV show Battle Fever J. Okay. Look, I know there's a negative stereotype of America worldwide, and most of it's deserved. Although some of you still need to learn how to fry food, so like, you know, check yourself a little. But how is this representing America? Like, we're not even bald eagling it. We're just ping pong eyeballs and scarfing it out today. Look, you know what? This is probably better than what they could have done, so I'm gonna take it. A wax figure of Michael Jackson. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay, it's not that bad. He looks like he just got told what the bill was at the restaurant, and it was way higher than what he expected. Random old lady that asked me for gas because her car was on empty. Her husband was in the passenger seat and also the only other car at the station at 11 p.m. Kind of creepy, yeah, but also I've been to enough rural areas to know that some people just like don't do social, and if they think that you might be at all a threat to their car or whatever or anything else, or they just don't trust you, or they still just want something for you, they'll just stare at you. Peanut vendor wearing a suit made of peanuts. Late 1800s to early 1900s. Okay, this is way more dapper than I was expecting. Can you imagine the noise? Oh, the noise would be so freaking satisfying. Oh my God. Face pie in a storage room. What? That's not even like a cute face or anything, and it's in a store. What in the god? What are you people doing? The portrait has horror movie vibes, Master Wayne. It does, but also, so does every JCPenney's photo from that era. Like, I think their idea of good lighting was just all of the lights at all times to eliminate all shadows, and then this generic sort of textured background for everything. And everyone just ends up looking like they're not having a good time because they're not. They're in a JCPenney. And they're doing this because mom wanted them to do, which they are. And none of it's organic. And it's stupid. Take candid shots with your families. Jesus Christ. Marionette puppets at a children's theme park. I actually find this one really... This looks like this mixture of whatever this is, it personally offended this baker. And they're like, oh, you are gonna freaking get to the correct consistency. The second one just looks surprised, like he just woke up, was like, oh my God, I'm at work. And the third one's putting drugs in all the food. Yep. This statue outside a dentist office. There's no, oh my God, what in the hell? This looks like it would be a creepy like ice cream place in the middle of nowhere. At least there's no creepy teeth. This is a horror dungeon. Please just accept that and try to minimize it as much as possible. These two failed taxidermy. Yes, failed. Oh my God. That one might be in crab taxidermy. I'm not sure. The second one I've not seen before, but I think I've seen that first one. Like I said, you gotta check out crab taxidermy. So this is a real place somewhere in Texas. Baby head sandwich. Not big enough. Oh, yes. Where do I put the rest of it? Empty Times Square. Yeah, during the pandemic, there were a few times when it was really, really quiet. So I went by Times Square like a few times just to be like, I need to experience this. And it's pretty wild. And I've been in Times Square at 4 o'clock in the morning. And if you're downtown in that area, you just need to keep moving. And I knew Times Square would be safe. Times Square was not empty. There were plenty of police, plenty of people. Lundy the Trader. Look, I don't want to know if Lundy the Trader is still inside that thing. I do see a blown up glove, so I feel slightly better about this, question mark. Creepy wolf in, I'm sorry. There are too many vowels. What? Wait. Sprook Jez Wonderland Kids Park, Netherlands. Yeah, whenever you take mascots and you take them into real life, you are creating evil nightmare fuel. Especially the more detail you add, the worse it's gonna be. Don't do it. Don't do it. I found this during a walk in the woods. And it has found you. Now, this is probably somebody just practicing spray paint. I hope. Hope's a good thing to have. It'll be all you have left once this thing removes your organs.
First aid manual of what to do when someone is choking. Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah, I'm just gonna reach my entire fist down there real quick. Was this before the Heimlich maneuver? Was this a little too old? When was the Heimlich maneuver discovered? I don't think it can be used in all instances, but I thought it was pretty universal by now. I need to re-up my education on that maneuver just to be safe. Sinking of Amoco Cadiz in Brittany, 1978? Looks like a giant whale surfacing. Wait, the what? Oh, what the hell? I had no idea. What is this? I'm sorry, I kinda wanna look more into this now. I don't remember this event happening at all, but that is a hell of a photo. How far away from the shore is that? Ad about work accidents on a Colombian magazine. Posted the 30th of May, 2001. You have got to be kidding me. There is no freaking way. Although, actually, I guess there would be a freaking way, because hadn't planes crashed into buildings before? Not frequently by any stretch of the imagination, but wasn't it something that did happen really every now and then? And I don't mean airliners that are carrying 150 passengers, I mean little tiny guys like this one. I don't know. Maybe I heard wrong because I'm dumb. Abandoned house's porch looks like a mouth with fangs. Yes it does. Another house that actually has this really cool feature is the Monster House. I'm sorry, that movie's just awesome. I'll find any way I can to talk about it whenever it comes up. Abandoned diner. Okay. Oh, and it's a really cool diner too. Looks like one of my diners in Fallout Shelter. It feels like the classic diner, you know? And it sucks to see it like this. I'd eat here in a heartbeat, probably every day. I'd be there every morning drinking coffee. Concept art for Bruce from Finding Nemo. Oh. Man, the only reason the concept art is significantly scarier is because of the significantly larger, darker eyes. Although I'm pretty sure that when Bruce smells blood, his eyes kind of look like that. It's the difference in proportions. His face is a lot longer, whereas in the movie it's a lot flatter looking. I don't know, he's got a plushy vibe to him in the final product, regardless of the teeth. Whereas that concept art is just actually trying to be scary. I'm not really seeing much cute in that art at all. My dog was pretty nervous about heading down this trail for some reason. Well, don't go down that trail. I'm sorry, it looks really cool, but I don't think you're going to make it past a certain point. I've got a sneaky suspicion that you'll end up in the Black Lodge, or worse, if you go that way. Always trust the animal's instincts in moments like this. Machine for simulating childbirth. An obstetrical mannequin invented by Angélique de Caudray during her travels in France, where she spent over 20 years, from 1760 to 1783, teaching poor rural midwives midwifery. Hi, what the hell? Oh man, this could be way creepier though. I was honestly expecting something different. No, I'm not going to describe to you what I was expecting, because I don't want to think about it anymore. But hey, this looks like it would have been an incredibly educational tool, so good on you, ma'am. Oh, it is still creepy, though. X-ray of a Chinese woman who underwent foot binding. Yeah, that seems like a really great practice. Totally healthy for the person involved. Have you ever noticed that stuff like this is always put on women? Found myself lost in a home improvement store. Most of the demo doors don't actually open. You're gonna die in there. Welcome to Doors. It's just doors. We only sell real fake doors. Dude suddenly wakes up. Game over. Oh, good God. Well, that's why they make sure not to let him wake up. You see, much like with us, he's being pumped with enough sleepy juice so that they can get through whatever they need to do. A Twitter account is counting down how much oxygen is left on the lost submarine. Okay, so we're well past the submarine being gone. And honestly, I did not like this Twitter account at all. I saw it, and all I could think was, wow, that's morbid and gross and altogether inappropriate, because it didn't really feel like it was trying to be educational in any way and be like, hey, by the way, this is how much time's left, we gotta get on it. It felt like it was trying to make a spectacle of a bunch of dudes that were dying, even though we later found out they were not dying a slow and agonizing suffocation death. It was a fraction of a second. It happened so quick that everybody involved didn't even know that it happened, okay? Only like 1 or 2 people down there may have gotten their just desserts. Least of all, the kid who went to please his dad. So I don't know. This account just rubbed me the wrong way, all right? 6-year-old paperboy in 1910. Yeah, you wanna know why this is oddly terrifying? Because a lot of people are trying to bring stuff like this back. A 6-year-old should be a 6-year-old. They should not be out on the corner, even if it's for their family's store or newspaper route or whatever. They should be children. They shouldn't be out there working, whether it's the coal mines or up at whatever time this kid had to be up to be throwing newspapers at people. It's gross. Children should be children. We should all be allowed to retire. We should all be allowed to live our lives. And yeah, I'm sorry if that's controversial for you, but it's true. This water park getting built in Qatar. Yeah, that totally doesn't seem like a horrifying death trap that absolutely didn't need to be built at all. Then again, I don't live there. Maybe you all actually wanted a giant, horrifying water park that will probably kill at least one person within its first year of being open, unless it already has been opened, in which case, by the way, I'm not rooting for anybody to die. Sometimes it may come across that way. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but look at this thing. What do you expect to happen? X-rays taken by the U.S.-Mexico Border Patrol. Ooh, man, that is actually that's just scary. It's scary, man. It's scary, and it doesn't make me happy in any way to see that people need to do this sort of thing, okay? Or that they feel the need to do this sort of thing. Just, whew, good God. Okay, how did this guy not make it through? To be as fair as possible, this one is not very, or rather, it's not as good as the other two. Especially the one with, what was it, like a giant gas tank of sorts? This one's not trying quite as hard. I mean, it's a piece of luggage. They're gonna open it, all right? Oh, now that one would have gotten me. But man, X-rays are cheating. Is that guy just checking his phone? I like to imagine he's getting this X-ray and he's just like checking Twitter like, oh, sick, I can't wait to make it through. A dummy that was invented in the 1930s to train dentists. It's called a dental phantom. Yeah, I've seen this one before. Honest to Christ. Oh my God. This would be a fantastic bit of inspiration for an enemy in a horror game, okay? Masahiro Ito, the artist or creature artist, character designer artist, whatever his actual title is because it's lost on me in the current moment, it would be awesome to see him create a creature using this as inspiration. Unfortunately, I don't think the man watches EmKay. I do not necessarily blame him. He's got more important things going on right now. But come on, don't you agree? The man that gave us Red Pyramid Thing could give us something utterly amazing with this monstrosity. A lighthouse perched up on a rock pillar in the Westman Islands, Iceland. I don't know if it's oddly terrifying, but I would never, ever, ever, ever feel safe. There's no chance. Also, how do they get supplies up there? I'm just a little bit curious. Does a helicopter have to drop it off? Because I don't see some elaborate little staircase that goes down to a dock, which how would that work? Look how high the water constantly hits this thing. The only thing I can imagine is flying out. Oh, maybe there's some weird zipline utility that I'm not seeing here, but still, I would just never feel safe. I wouldn't be terrified. I would just constantly be on edge. Brine pools at the bottom of the sea. Oh boy. Yes, we all do love images from the bottom of the sea. Those are great. Also, the lighting here is really weird. How's this happening? Because I don't imagine this would be anywhere close to the surface if it's at the bottom of the sea, right? I don't know. This is really cool lighting. It's very, very interesting. Found on the front porch at 4 a.m. Oh, let's see if we can get down to the business with these ramblings. I'm not very good with this type of chicken scratch because it's like half cursive, half not, it almost looks like. So, no, this is incomprehensible. I'm sorry. Normally I can read stuff that looks like this, but I don't think they were writing words. I see the word the. I think I see serve or, no, or so. I see so and tell. Yeah, that's about all I can really make out here. When you hide some private files for your eyes only and see this the next day. Wait, hold on a second. Bing knows where you put that file. Oh, what? Is Bing going to, I don't know, blackmail me? Because Bing better not do that, because I'll kick Bing's ass. I don't suffer fools that are only used for searching up naughty stuff. Cherenkov radiation, blue light inside of a nuclear reactor. Just give me a big old dose of that. I'm sure it'll do wonders for my skin, and in due time as well. You know, I'd love to go for a swim in the radioactive pool. This person's Randy room. You know, I knew exactly what Randy it was gonna be. I really did. I completely did. And I understand absolutely adoring the hell out of a character from a show, especially if you love the show. I love Randy, but he is a complete and utter psychopath. You have to remember that as well. So, being this obsessed with one of the meanest, nastiest, most psychotically not taken care of characters in the world, I don't know. Now, I can't put him on the same level as Cartman for incredibly obvious reasons, but this man's supposed to have, a PhD in fluvial geomorphology. He is a geologist. He works for the government, or at least the Colorado Geological Survey. Yes, I am a huge South Park fan. I think I've mentioned that before. I don't like the show enough to have anything even remotely this weird, dude. Active volcano oozing lava near the resort we're staring at. Ooh! Okay, well, how... You know what? Never mind. I was going to ask how near, but to be fair, volcanoes don't need to be near to destroy all kinds of things. Again, I wasn't alive when it happened, but my hometown did get absolutely douched with ash after Mount St. Helens exploded, and it was clear on the other side of the state, as far as I know. A restraining device used to immobilize infants during circumcision. Yeah, that's not something horrifying at all. Now, of course, going into this topic and really delving in there will probably have me either being sent very nice comments of I thank you for saying that, and a lot of other people being incredibly mad that I was dogging on something that for some people is tradition and completely normal. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna say, I don't really like circumcision personally, okay? But anyway, that's just me. That's just me. If you do, okay, that's fine. Let's move on. Oh wait, before we do though, we do have to admit, this thing looks scary. I'm sorry. Even if you are on the side of supporting that sort of thing, you can't look at this and go, oh, it's just so many memories. You have to think it's creepy, right? What rip currents look like? Yeah, that's not horrifying at all. Get the hell away from the beach. No, I think they'll be okay. I'm on the sand when something like this is happening. Hell, you know what? I'm not going in the water at all. I've seen Jaws. I'm kidding. Please don't take movies like Jaws as some sort of reason to go out trying to kill animals or anything, because that's kind of what happened. The control room of a German SMUB-110 submarine from 1918. Oh, okay. I don't like this image for one big reason. Okay, have any of you guys ever played, The Lab? You know, Valve's VR thing they did when they released the Vive. I think it was released with the Vive, where you can test out a bunch of fun games. Something sort of broke in my brain when Valve's logo popped up. But it wasn't just the head kind of turning around or, whatever it was. It played their unique little stinger. The music, whatever it is, I still don't know who made that, but it was just a room full of valves, and it looked like this. I hate this image. I don't like it. It's a very overwhelmingly scary thing, and you know what? I hope the guy that made Iron Lung, and I hope Markiplier saw this image at some point and are taking some kind of inspiration for their little movie, because I'm excited. Deserted house. Well, yeah, deserted houses are always gonna be creepy. I mean, That's kind of cheating though, right? This is a teddy bear made out of human placenta. The placenta is cut in half and rubbed with sea salt in order to cure it. After it's dried out, it's treated with an emulsifying mixture of tannin and egg yolk to make it soft and pliable. Then, it's crafted into a teddy bear. Isn't that so nice? Does anybody else want to hold the placenta bear? Anybody at all? Why did you put it in a jar? Why is it in a jar? Get it out of there! I don't want it in there. It's so much worse knowing how it's made, knowing what it's made out of, and you put it in a jar. Oh. The mummified head of Saint Catherine of Siena, 1347 to 1380, on display at the Basilica of San Domenico in Siena, Italy. I hope I said those words correctly. And honestly, she's looking pretty good for really, really old. Sorry, I actually can't do that type of math off of my head. People sat on the what clock tower? The something bait clock tower in Mecca. Again, words that I'm not going to mispronounce and make anybody sad or offended or think I'm dumb. You know what I'm saying? Also, holy how big is this clock tower? Seeing these guys, they look like Lego minifigs. And this clock tower, it's gotta be the size of a continent they're sitting on here. Holy crap. It is huge. Unattended toddler crawled inside an X-ray machine scanner. What the hell? Who wasn't attending to the toddler? Bathroom over an abandoned 15-story lift shaft. Why? Why? But why though? Neighbor lost his shed in the Tantalin wildfire? This Halloween mask was all that was left. It would be. It would be, wouldn't it? A nursing home flooding. Yay! Fun! This isn't oddly terrifying, this is incredibly distressing to look at. And look at that woman right there! What is she doing? She's sitting in a recliner. I'm not sure what she's fiddling with, but it kind of looks like she's just said, I'm gonna knit. What else is there for me to do? Knitting time! There's something about flooding in particular that just messes me up. It makes me more uncomfortable than most things. This house could be burning down around them and I wouldn't be quite as just icked as all the water in there. Water is so unique at destroying things and harming people and just being everywhere. It permeates all. Is anybody coming to get them, by the way? And the cat? Look at the cat! Help! My eyes started doing this really cool looking thing, really cool looking different sizes thing. Turns out, it's a tumor! Oh, that's more subtle than I was expecting. I mean, it's not subtle, but it's the type of thing that you'd really have to be looking into someone's eyes to notice, and that's the type of thing I might blink and miss in the morning brushing my teeth. So it's good to know that if something like this ever occurs, go get it looked at, like immediately, because tumors aren't things to be trifled with, of course. Oh man, oh my good God. I hope that there's good news at the end of this. There's nothing at the end of this? Oh man, you know what? I'll have to assume that they got it out perfectly and that dude kicked that tumor's ass. Skeletal cancer aftermath. Isn't there a specific term for this type of cancer? I'm not 100% sure. I know that a lot of cancers will have their own names, regardless of how rare they are, but there's something about this one that feels like it needs just the worst name of all time, because it deserves it. What the hell is this? For real. Because it looks like he exploded. But I know that's not what happened. I know this slowly happened to him. And that is the most scary thing that we have seen on this subreddit to date. A tunnel dug by the giant ground sloth in Brazil from around 10,000 years ago. The giant? What? Do you mean that sloth from the city of Ember? You know that big one I'm talking about, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Come on, you're a nerd. You too. You read it. You read that book. There's no other billboards for miles. Smile. It'll be the last thing you ever do. Honestly, that's nice though. I like that. I know what you mean by it being oddly terrifying, especially because there aren't billboards around for miles, but you've got this nice landscape, albeit flat and a little more boring, but it's still quite pretty and nice, and the only billboard is not someone trying to sell you some shit, just a smile. I like that. this one's not really terrifying me. This is something I drive past and go, this road trip just got a little bit better. Can't wait to get the f out of Nebraska, though. Largest black hole versus our solar system. Imagine one night you go out and be like, where are all the stars today? Ah, yes. Check that shit out, huh? I have zoomed in as much as I can, and there's like maybe 10 pixels that make up our solar system in comparison to this. But hey, look, if we ever at some point get zoinked into this, it's not really gonna matter because, I mean, come on, we're eaten up by the cosmic greatness that is the universe that created us in the first place. I can't think of anything more poetic than that, all right? Look, give it like 400 quintillion years when the universe re-explodes into life. We'll get to have this discussion again, but for now, big black hole, it's coming for us, okay? And you need to be ready. It's only gonna be here in about, hold on, let me check. 9 trillion years. Miss Piggy of The Muppet Show makes a special appearance in a children's hospital. That is not Miss Piggy from the Muppet Show, okay? I don't know what the hell that is, but no. Can someone put up a photograph of Miss Piggy from the 1970s really quick for me? I just looked it up, and she does look a little creepier. She's got those really high-set eyes that are ripe and ready for analog horror. However, she doesn't look like this. What the hell is this? Was this just the hospital's idea? You know, like go out and just get a pig mask. We'll call it Miss Piggy, okay? This dead spider I found in my basement cellar? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's dead. It is covered in what looks to be a fungus, though. I wouldn't take that lightly. Do you happen to have a little jet lighter? Falkor, the dragon from the Neverending Story, was found in a storage unit 39 years after the film released. Okay, now, before I move on, I have seen this image, and honestly, while it is terrifying, I'm kind of impressed that he's not destroyed, at least his head. It does look like there's been some shoddy restoration work here and there, and if I was walking past this open door, I would absolutely scream. But once I realized it was Falkor and he's a friend, because he is, I mean, just look at the big guy. He is still scary. He always looked a little weird. But then again, giant practical puppetry is going to do that to you. There's something about it. At least he's not Hoggle from the Labyrinth. You saw what happened to my boy Hoggle? You know what? If you're a bit squeamish, look it up anyway. It's great. The first photos have been released of the remains of the Titanic sub being taken ashore. I did see these as well. And honestly, I just... We shouldn't really be discussing all this. I think I already mentioned it in some videos prior. Regardless of how you feel about the other guys on that sub, especially the CEO that caused all of this with his arrogance and hubris, that 19-year-old did not need to be there, and he didn't deserve any of that whatsoever. And the only solace I can really take in this event is that, again, it happened so fast, they didn't know it happened. And they will never have to know that it happened. Kola Super Deep Borehole is under the cap, 40,000 feet deep. Okay, I've wondered about this because I feel like I've thought about this a few times in my life. I think some vague memories are coming back to me. At 40,000 feet deep, is that hole, is it possible that it is indeed a continuous hole still that deep? And the reason I ask that is because of things like continental drift and earthquakes, because 40,000 feet deep is amazing. Like, that's crazy. Like, holy, that's taller than Everest down. Wow, that's pretty wild, right? But is it still? You may think I'm stupid. I'm sure there's some people rolling their eyes and going, of course not, you idiot, or duh, but no, I'm being kind of genuine here. I've always wondered, does it still go straight down 40,000 feet? Is that possible? Subtropical swamp in Louisiana, USA. Oh man, I would never want to visit here, but I've had this strange obsession with how the bayou looks. It feels like such a unique, not really found anywhere else on Earth, even though that's probably not factually correct, not found anywhere else on Earth environment. Again, I wouldn't go there because I like to not be eaten alive by bugs of many kinds and alligators and all that fun stuff. But, I mean, look at it. It's got a really crazy beauty to it, doesn't it? Anyway, let's move on, shall we? On the sidewalk in New York City, abandoned walker, keys, and what looks to be a switchblade. What happened here? Honestly, something that is probably just not something we should be thinking about. So let's move on. Vintage forbidden candy identification chart? Forbidden candy. Oh, because for some strange reason, a lot of medicine and candy looked identical. I think a lot of candy and medicine might still look pretty similar, but they've gotten pretty good about very perfectly describing the medicine that comes in your bottles and making sure that it stays in said bottles and all of that stuff, so your kids don't pop them open and go, whatever the hell's in there. I don't know what you take, but yeah, that's just... Damn, so many of these are just straight up, someone is copying the other. Who's copying who? Are the candy companies making their candy look like medicine, or are the stupid pharmaceutical companies making the medicine look like candy? Either way, it's really shitty. I'm sorry, there's no need for them to look like each other. A fraction of my aunt's antique doll collection. There are hundreds. Guess who inherits them? Well, if you do, you'll be able to find a psycho out there who's going to pay a lot of money for all of these creepy little creatures. Unless you really like them too, you can keep them. I mean, if they're coming to you. This person's house, okay? Whoa! That is an overly stimulating home I'm looking at. Man, I could stare at this all day and still not see everything that's in this picture. Difference between the interiors of the AO exploration submersible, as shown in National Geographic's Back to Titanic documentary, versus OceanGate's Titan. We have got to get off this subject at some point soon. And yeah, look at that. It's very, 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 very different, is it not? Again, I think we've talked about it into the ground, but just know that the OceanGate submersible was made out of seemingly expired products, mainly carbon fiber, which you shouldn't really take that far down into the ocean. Meanwhile, look at that guy. Look at that guy. I don't know. I want to wash my hands of this from now on. If I do see another OceanGate post, I'm just going to move past it because what's been said has been said. There's not really much more we can truly talk about in regards to it. Underwater tunnel connecting Denmark and Sweden. Huh, that's kind of insane. As a kid, people used to tell me about like big underwater tunnels and stuff like that, and I would never believe them because I thought, what? How's that possible? And I'm looking at it right now, and all I can think is, what? How's that possible? Because I feel like I've seen the process a little bit for how you would construct something like this, but I can't even make a tunnel underwater in Minecraft, let alone comprehend how some of the smartest people on the planet do something like this. It's wild. Y'all are frickin' wild. Cactus Dome, Marshall Islands. I don't like that name. Wait, what is this? Wait, Cactus Dome? Hold on. Are we sure that's a cactus dome and not an extraterrestrial saucer? You know, like the one used in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. One of my favorites. I'm kidding, it's not one of my favorites, I just enjoy it. Anyway, look, what am I looking at? I feel like I need a more up-to-date photograph for this because I am not, for any stretch of the imagination, going to believe that this is anything but an alien flying saucer. You know, red men from Mars? No, not red men from Mars. It's green men from Mars. Like that type of crap. Like retro futurism sci-fi. That's what I'm getting here.
Do you like questionable medical practices, traumatizing guests with your aesthetics? You just sit back, relax, and be reminded why it's better off you just stay indoors for the rest of the day. Anglerfish. No, there's nothing to be afraid of here. No permanent nightmares developing in this old noggin. If the last few years of the internet subcultures have taught me anything, it's that while this gothic black exterior that this fish possesses might be intimidating and scary to an old boomer, to its substantial Twitch online following, it's just simply referred to as mommy. Now you might say, but Jack, look at those horrific teeth. Oh, trust me, that won't deter the Sims. For hundreds of years, the army ant has been used as a natural way of suturing wounds? Hang on. Oh, what? Oh. Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh! Whoa! Oh my! Wait! Hang on! No! I'm gonna pause this at 14 seconds. Wait! Hang on! No. The natural way. Okay, the natural way is we literally we decapitate another creature just to band-aid our bodies? Hey, buddy, can I borrow you for a second? Me? Yeah. I just need you.
Okay.
To bite these two things together for me.
Oh.
You think you can do that?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Is it hot?
Just,
Is it
just stay still, buddy. Stay still. Okay, let's finish the rest of this.
Which acts as a stitch. More are added depending on the size of the wound, and these ant stitches are left in the skin until the edges of the wound stay closed on their own.
I'm honestly... Are we really God's chosen creatures? Are we sure we're not Satan's? An apartment above my floor opened up after being closed for years. Okay, I have seen the opening of it, and I don't trust that ball being so close to that ominous open door. Sorry, Mr. or Miss or it, Pennywise. You literally don't have a gender. You're an entire ethereal being. But anyway, sorry, Pennywise. Clowns have stopped being a thing for like 50 years. Gotta get with the times. Sign at Sleeping Bear Dunes. Rescue fees up to $3,000. You can tell it's been enough of an issue when they literally have to put up a sign saying, please just don't. Just stay here. This is good enough. You don't need to venture further, adventurers. Real life isn't your D&D game, okay? You're nat ones. You're gonna roll a lot of nat ones here. I guarantee it. Don't risk injury and rescue fees by going down, or the 2 hours it may take to climb back up. See, that's the real threat right there. Losing 2 hours of your time just to get a view that's, maybe 5% more ocean? Centipede kite. I would assume it's maybe a tiny kite the size of a centipede. No, silly! It's the size of an eldritch being. It bursts out an EMP pulse of confusion and psychosis and feeds off human psychological naivety. Now available for kids' birthday parties. Somebody's crabs got loose at baggage claim. Oh, multiple ex-dachshund. Oh, what the... Dude, that looks like a dodgy Photoshop. You know what? No, let's stop using that word because screw Adobe and their money-leeching habits. That looks like a dodgy affinity. I mean, it just doesn't look right. Don't you think so? It's like as if some sci-fi show had people who were a bit too lazy or money was tight in the budget to create genuine CGI alien creatures that humans were coexisting with, and they thought, screw it. Let's just grab a photo of a dog and get another dog, and bam. Sport it, just like the game. Imagine seeing this on the road alone at night. Today I learned that in Finland they used to have about 4,000 reindeer/car accidents a year, so they paint their antlers with reflective paint, and this is vaguely terrifying. Yeah, look, it doesn't help that their eyes also reflect light. Still, nonetheless, a genius move. If this was America, they'd just give all the deers guns, and if it was Australia, knowing our history with how we tried to resolve things, we'd probably just import some other sort of creature to deal with it all, only for that thing to become the problem itself. Accidentally took a very creepy pic of my dog. Oh my god, are you sure you have a dog and not a demon? I mean, I was expecting a photo of right in your face, some creepy snarling teeth, but this is worse. I can't even tell if those are genuinely legs or it's just leaning down because it normally walks on two. Like those front legs, they just look like arms. God, this is genuinely terrifying. The ceramic fish mug my friend's cocktail was served in last night. Oh, so this is what happened to Wilson after Castaway. Probably, just don't tell Tom Hanks. I don't think he'd appreciate someone using his best friend's skull as a refreshment. My fortune from dinner. Be prepared to face the consequences of your actions. You know, funnily enough, this actually could also not be a threat, but a great promise of boons in your future because your actions could be good. Consequences aren't always bad, they're just the consequences. But look, I understand the fear, we're kind of wired to be like that. Hell, I'm reading this, it's not mine, I didn't open it, and for some reason I feel like I should be wary. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they all say this and it's just their way to encourage people to tip more. Willem Dafoe on the Spider-Man game for the Game Boy Advance. Oh my god! What are they... No way. No, I gotta verify this. There is no way that they signed off on this. No way! Okay, I did some digging and thank God I am right. It's not in the game at all. A few years ago, at my grandparents' house. Okay, what is it with old people's houses looking like the back rooms? All the time. It's just, you choose a wallpaper and you decided to do it to the ceiling as well. Clearly your grandparents were into recreational drugs, because there's no way they didn't do this to purposely make it feel like they're completely tripping out as they walk down the hallway. Early 50s Halloween photo. Zoom in. I don't think I want to. I hate these old photos. Oh man. How? The power of sepia tones and slight black and white, turning basic secondhand or DIY costumes into the thing of nightmares for online consumption many years later. Tell me folks, down in the comments, which one of these do you think gets the award for most likely to be a serial killer? I see quite a few candidates. I may be biased, but it's mostly the clowns, but tell you what, that pumpkin man on the very edge on the right side, whoa. A note from housekeeping at my hotel. Thanks for staying with us. Our associates have made every effort to ensure you have a wonderful stay. If it has, and you have considered leaving a gratuity, we are pleased to offer a cashless method for your convenience, which I guarantee has some sort of mini surcharge so they still get a profit. Simply scan this QR code to thank our associates, who will return the full amount of your generous gratuity provided. This left by Sylvia L. And that's all that was left. Nothing else that has to be read on there. As long as you just don't acknowledge it, it's not something you have to consider. Gotta top up my naivete after all to feed the eldritch centipede god that flies around. Got a notification from my motion-activated security and clicked to look and jump-scared myself. It genuinely looks like a necromorph from Dead Space. Like the wing straight up looks like one of their pike claw things. Is that my Uber Eats? So fast, I'll leave a tip. You have a good one. Editor, I know it takes extra time, but please make that visually happen. Please, this is the one thing if you could keep in this video, please do that. This laundromat. So it is common knowledge that even if it's a publicly accessible building or space, if there is somewhere where the light isn't working anymore, that's just banned for your own safety. There's an invisible wall there because God has currently got that area down for maintenance. They're just making some quick hot fixes, and that's why you're too afraid to even go into the darkness. It's not because it's actually dangerous. God's just instilling fear around that area, so you are too afraid to notice that that part of the world isn't actually working right now. This random lemon eyeball that's on a shelf in my Airbnb. Ah, yes. Something to add a bit of character, I suppose. Oh, it comes out. What the hell, man? I wasn't ready for that to literally pop out. That, for some reason, that hurt me. I'm not sure if physically or psychologically. There's some scarring that has occurred to me just now. I'm gonna have to figure that out in my next therapy session. Demodex mites. They burrow into your eyelash follicles in the thousands, emerge at night to feed, mate, and lay eggs right before your eyes. What? Jesus, if the lemon eye didn't do it for you, this will. Oh, what the... Oh my god. What? Okay, I thought that was an eyeball that's just a hair follicle, but okay. So they are buried in my hair follicles, just having a group shaboinking of a time. That's... wow. I was today years old when I discovered my hair gets more action than me. This coffee mug I found in the cabinet when I moved into my apartment. Okay, I know I keep referencing Pennywise the Clown, but it's literally the face. It's got the whole slanted eye thing in Chapter 2. I do feel it's ironic that I keep referencing Pennywise for things that are oddly terrifying, even though genuinely I find it so interesting. It's like a little taste of SCP and that sort of eldritch horror sort of idea. This creepy animatronic mannequin at the South Carolina State Museum. What, okay, but what is his purpose? What? Oof. The least you could do is tell us what their purpose is, otherwise I'm kind of feeling sorry for this guy. I know they're literally just a bunch of wiring and stuff, but still, people are allowed to simp for their body pillows. I'm allowed to simp for a random deteriorating puppetry at some sort of museum. Orcas surround woman. Oh, how sweet. It's just like horses. They're just there to play. They're just so lovable creatures. You can see because they look so cute and squishy. That is all that is happening here. They're not curiously trying to shape up this possibility that this might be a giant edible seal for them to eat. No, silly. They're not bumping it to try and make you fall off. No. They're just giving you a little push. They just want to help you along your way. because they're caring herbivores. Yes. Yep. This isn't akin to a creepy old man telling a little girl to follow him to help her find her mommy. Oh my god, sorry. I had the video on mute because half the time it's just clearly copyrighted music playing in the background. This woman is so scared. Oh, poor thing. Oh no. Just realizing too, she's on a board. She's not on some sort of canoe thing where she's sort of strapped in at least. All she's got here is the reliability of her footing while being bumped around by giant orcas. I can understand this woman being in absolute fear. Anyone would be. You should be if you actually have any rationale. Could you imagine walking to school and just a pack of wolves just come around, start sniffing you out? Oh my god. Real life outfits doctors would use to treat plague patients in the 1600s. Yeah, see, they were sponsored by the local sports team and their mascot was a crow, so they had to sort of, fit the vibe for their sponsorship deals. Some will say it's just to help mask the smell of all the dead bodies they had to deal with, but no, that's obviously a lie. Because I said so. Time lapse of a dog's stomach digesting her breakfast. I don't think I want to see. Is this oddly terrifying or more just genuinely gross? Oh, okay. Oh my god. Look, I appreciate the emoji there. It's very helpful. But also, why does the body do that? Why does it look like an alien spawn is about to just burst from its stomach there? That's horrifying. How do we love these things because they're so cute? Can we just crop half this video so we only see the top bit? There we go. There's the cuteness. We can just ignore the rest of the video now. Ominous ring in the night sky. Oh, hey, nice! The portal to hell! Sweet! Okay, question though, because these photos aren't really doing justice, but is it moving? Or was it all just in one place the entire time? It's either an ominous ending to the world, or it turns out that fish actually live in the sky, and this is their poop. This dude's dog. Damn, dude, that dog has seen some things. I'm all for encouraging your pets to join you on your hobbies, but I don't think your dog is as content with this activity as you are, sir. Please, take them to land so their heart can work again. The way this snail bridges the gap. Oh my goodness, wow, that is stretching. Damn, I aspire to have that sort of flexibility. Well done. Oh my god. Okay, I expect to see snails now joining Cirque du Soleil. It's got to be the minimum requirement now to have that level of skill and flexibility and stretching? Let it never be further said that saying you have the powers and ability of a snail is a bad thing. I may be slow, but don't come crying to me when you suddenly need a bridge of some kind. Normal spider? Count the legs. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it, 9. Wait, what? 10, 11, 12? I'm pretty sure the 4 there at the bottom are actually some sort of antennae. I'm thinking, in which case is this actually a spider then? What the hell is this? Couldn't find the answer, but I did find out that turns out some spiders can have a mutation where they actually have extra legs. So that's nice. That's fun. When a hurricane was at street sign height. Oh, wow. Well, if you ever wanted to experience Atlantis, right at its peak of, apocalypse, there you go. Just go to French Street. I bet there'd be prime real estate when that water recedes, oh boy. An x-ray of a person with a severe case of hyperdontia. What? Oh, wow. Oh, it's it's literally Pennywise's mouth. Look at all that teeth. Oh man, it's like, does it hurt? Does your body just purposely avoid developing too many pain receptors in that area so you can actually use these things? Imagine having an ailment that basically turns you into a farm for the tooth fairy. Concrete wave break structures. Yo, that is genius. Because I can see how that would also promote coral as well to develop, at least grow in them, I hope, I think, I pray. Yes, it sort of does look like some weird skull things or some sort of like bunch of eggs being planted by, I imagine, some sort of leviathan, but hey, it stops the waves. It's cool.
Why did they make it look like a mouth? Yeah, well, it's a 28-piece bit set, as in you're gonna get bit by it, Grandpa's dentures if he's a hardworking man. Body World Museum in Amsterdam. Oh, what? Oh, that's so sick. The entire Body World Museum is a fascinating place as well. It's just all like, preserved human bodies. It's really, really, really neat. Weird to look at. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely like very scary to look at, but it's cool. It's really cool. Like all the figures, because they're preserved human remains, right? But they're all like in different poses and stuff, and seeing how your body reacts to different poses is so neat. It gives you an idea of how much work goes on the inside of a simple motion. Like when you turn your arm and the bone is moving, it's so cool to think that it's like a factory inside. You know what I mean? Message is clear, girlfriend. Going to Lowe's first thing in the morning. Yeah, you gotta patch that wall, dude. That's how the creatures get in. My mother's first doll. It was old when it was given to her. She named me after this creepy doll 68 years ago. Oh, that thing's alive. Is that a selfie? You're this doll. You wrote this post. I had a really crappy day today. Made myself a hot chocolate hoping I'd feel better. Oh, I mean, it wants you to feel better. Look at the smile. It's happy to see you. This was looking back at me when I finished. I can't decide if it's a good omen or a really bad one. It's a good omen. It's happy to see you. It said, thanks for having me. Hope you feel better. I got my mom a new mattress for her hospital bed. It came with a booklet of bed rail risks. Sorry, this is the first page. Oh my God. All right, be careful. Do not entrap yourself under the bed rail or between the rail and the mattress or under the bed rail at the ends of the bed, at the ends of the bed rail. All right, your head could get stuck in any of these ways. And if it's in a really silly way, we are gonna laugh. We want you to know. That is scary though. I can really see specifically the second one happening because the mattress is gonna be soft. So I could see someone trying to like sliding their head under there, especially if they're like a dumb kid, you know? So that's important. That is scary. Cave lion skull found in the Alaskan permafrost. Cave lion. Whoa! That's crazy looking. That's a cool find though, man. Clean that off and have it on display. Or do you have to donate that? I don't know what the rules are. Missing persons page from an old high school yearbook in memory of the lost senior. Oh no. That's tough. That's not oddly terrifying. That's just straight up sad and regularly terrifying. Like it's not nothing odd about this being scary. This is a regular amount of terrifying. This photo I took of my dog. Where are they? My balls. You better answer him, dude. Woke up this morning to these prints on my backyard deck. Came right up to my glass door. Oh no. Oh, yeah. It looks like these, oh, that is, holy shit. Walked up one way and then left. That's freaky. That's some like Hush, something out of Hush, you know? No sound, just sight. Young Pioneers, Soviet Government Youth Project, 1937. Oh, is that what this photo comes from? What is the Young Pioneers? So Young Pioneers, I just had to look it up. I just pulled up the Wikipedia article. So was this like the Boy Scouts in Soviet Russia? No, it wasn't. It was compulsory, I just read. So they were required to be in this. And this was during Vladimir Lenin, during his time. Membership was theoretically optional. That doesn't seem like a true option. Theoretical options don't feel like... That doesn't feel like a true choice. Very interesting. That's an interesting history dive. This awkward airplane concept. Is this with the seats? Whoa, no, this looks like some shit that would crash on the Subnautica planet. Airplanes should not look like this. Just full stop. There's a pool on the plane. That's not gonna go well. President's on their way to a climate conference. Guys, we gotta do something about global warming. As I showed up on my Death Star. My cat puked this. What is that? Oh, those are spiders. Oh, poor thing ate a bunch of eggs. Ate them raw, didn't even scramble them. Cancer warning on rice? Huh? Let's get in a cancer and reproductive harm. It's jasmine rice. Ah, it is because rice contains arsenic, something I did not know. According to, is this the 2016 FDA report on arsenic in rice advised that the risk of cancer increases with rice consumption. Holy shit. We can't have anything, dude. A Ganges river dolphin. They are essentially blind and extremely reliant on their echolocation. Oh, look at him. That's not terrifying. He's a cute guy. Look at him. Hey, man. What's going on? He looks like he's happy to be there. The remains of stinkhorn fungus. Smells like rotting meat. Probably why it's called stinkhorn. Found growing in a cemetery. What does it look like? Oh, it looks like it smells yucky, dude. This boy's eyes after doing the roundabout of death challenge. Holy what's the roundabout of death? Is that giant metal cage? What is that? Oh God! No, it's not a metal cage. It's on I don't know what these are called. I always called them little like merry-go-rounds. Oh God! I'm looking at like photos of what's going on, and it's just this kid in mid-spin. He's reaching Mach 10 speeds. This poor kid. Is there a video? Oh my God! Oh my God! This poor kid. They loaded him up in it. No! Okay, so they used a motorcycle to make it spin as fast. This kid is seeing God. Oh no, and they're laughing. That ain't funny. That's absurd. Maybe that's the comedy in it, is the absurdity. Is he all right? Did he live? He had severe brain damage. Oh God, poor kid. This thing at my friend's house I saw at Thanksgiving. That's just the boy. We don't know who he is. He's a ghost. A soldier's face after 4 years of war, 1941 to 1945. These two pictures are shown side by side in the Andrei Poznev Museum. The first picture looks at you, the second one looks through you. It does too. That is the intensity. You could see the aging in just those 4 years alone. He's a totally different person by the end of that. Oh man, poor guy. On the set of Godzilla 1954, do we get the suit? Aw, this ain't oddly terrifying. He's on a date. I gotta send this to Bree. She likes monsters. She'd get a kick out of this. I'm a dog groomer, and this is what I shaved off a dog the other day. You shaved the body off the dog. You left the hair. You shaved the wrong thing. Had a padlock fly into my windshield at 40 miles an hour today. Let's say, oh God. Yeah, that thing's busted. Night fishing in Hawaii in 1948. Dude, that is badass. That's not terrifying at all. Dude looks like an anglerfish. This guy looks baller as hell. What is it when you're deep in the woods and you hear people calling you? I'm in the Amazon in Brazil now, and the tour guide told me not to wander off the trail when people call me. And then I started watching a TikTok about Appalachia, USA, and they also said to ignore when you hear people calling your name. I also heard about a girl hearing someone calling their mother's name. What are these sounds? Are these people calling your name? Or animals making sounds and then your brain makes it sound like words? What is it? So before I read the answer, this is like eerily similar to something I experienced a lot as a kid, where I would be playing outside or I'd be doing something, and this happened honestly up until I was about 19, where I would just, it didn't matter what was going on or how far away my folks were, I would hear my mom like yell my name really loud, like Damien, like I was in trouble, but it sounded faint. And I would look behind me and obviously she's not there. So that's really, is this more common than I expected it to be? There is about a half mile of wetlands between me and my neighbors. The reeds grow thick and tall and is pretty impassable unless you're very determined. One night at dusk, I went into my yard to get my dogs and I heard a man yelling for help from the no man's land. Help! Help! Like that. My dogs were sitting facing the direction of the stranded, possibly injured person. Hackles up, but completely silent. I knew something was wrong, but also someone needs help. I was frozen for a minute, hair on end. Just as I grabbed my phone to call for help, this man started singing, yodeling. The source moving quickly from east to west. Coyotes. It was just coyotes. Can coyotes mimic human sound? What? So coyotes can scream. Oh, this is a no sleep. This is not real. No sleep. I mean, it is real on no sleep, but like otherwise it's not real. Huh. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's, maybe it's something else. Something that I can't say out loud at night. Maybe it's something we saw in folklore. Maybe it's a skinwalker. I don't know if it's skinwalker that you can't say at night. Maybe it's a different creature. Japan has an airport located literally in the ocean. It cost $20 billion to build, but it's sinking. Oh no. Yeah, no, if it's not built on any solid land, that thing's going down slowly. French people eating the ortolan bird delicacy. Ortolan? The song, sorry, I just like read it in my head, then it caught up to me. The small songbird is force-fed grains to fatten it up, then drowned in brandy. Once bitten, the bird, once prepared, sorry, my brain is skipping ahead. I can't believe what I'm reading. Once prepared, the bird is then eaten whole in one bite, except for the beak. Diners cover themselves with napkins to hide their sin from God. Is that real? Is that actually how they do that? Yeah. So the actual purpose of the towel is debated. There's some saying it's like, oh, it's to keep the smell of the bird, the aroma. You have to eat the whole bird at once, feet first. And then, yeah, others say that it's to shield from God's eyes the shame of eating this bird. Or, you know, you're eating a bird whole. Alternatively, it could be to spit out the bones because they don't take out the bones. It's bone in. However, fascinating tidbit I saw on Wikipedia, the towel on the head thing, like the napkin, that began by a priest, a friend of Jean-Alphime Berlat-Savarin. Probably mispronounced his name, but he was a lawyer and politician. This morning, I got an image from my sister. That's not our dog. She then asked if I was home. I thought it was pretty funny at first, until I realized that face looks eerily like me. Wait, there was a face? Let's go back. What the f? I was over 200 miles away when that picture was taken from inside my garage. Dude, the way it's peeking out. What the f? What? Huh? Holy sh. That house is haunted. My campsite came with a complimentary danger hole. You know, the danger hole. Confined space entry can be fatal. Danger hole. The fossilized skull of an, ooh, is that Esteminosuchus? Esteminosuchus. That's, let's see how this is pronounced. What a crazy looking creature, first of all. I just typed it in. That is an insane animal. I didn't even know this was real. So it's called an Esteminosuchid. Esteminosuchid. I'm just gonna leave all this in. Esteminosuchus is I guess the name. There we go. We got it. Esteminosuchus. We did it, everyone. We got it. We figured it out. We know how to pronounce words now. Let's look at the skull of an Esteminosuchus. Deformed due to natural shifts in the rock that occurred after fossilization. And although it's a close relative to mammals, this thing ain't a mammal. It's a nightmare. That's what it is. Look at it. It's a nightmare. It doesn't look real. Like, the more I look at it, this thing looks like someone made a creature in Spore and then rendered it in 4K. Like, that's what this I'm having a very hard time believing that this is a real animal that existed once upon a time in our life. You know, I just have a really hard time believing that. These things were like 10 feet, of course, and they were in Russia. Shout out to the Russian Esteminosuchids. There are skin impressions of this creature. All right, I'm done reading about it. It's very interesting. But God, what a weird looking animal. This envelope full of candy I found on my chair at work. I miss your smile. Wow, that's frightening. 1940s Pittsburgh under coal smoke. Holy cow. And I think smog today looks pretty bad. That looks even worse. I'm actually kind of shocked how bad that looks. Graffiti in Palalam Beach in South Goa, India. That is clever graffiti. That's harmless. I love that. I approve. Liminal space setup. Imagine recording YouTube videos there. That's what's up. I love that they got the whole gaming PC. Unused Venom design for Spider-Man 3. I feel like Venom is one of those characters that could be really frightening. Yeah, well, that's goofy looking. It is scary, but not in the way I was hoping. That's just silly. That's very silly. The door decoration outside of my mom's door makes it look like someone's standing outside at night. Oh God, what's it look like from the front? You got it. It's perfect head shape, dude. Baby cage is used to ensure that children get enough sunlight and fresh air when living in an apartment building in 1937. Aw, look at that. Yay, fresh air. Hang your baby outside for fresh air. This photo in my doctor's office. Oh, great. They look like they're straight out of Liminal Land. They're about to go on the laugh track, dude. My nephew found a horse mask in my brother's creepy attic. Well, yeah, when you shoot it in black and white, it's gonna be creepy. The chairs, too. What's the choice behind these chairs, dude? You're trying to summon some kind of spirit for sure. Why do vintage beauty devices often look like they were designed for torture? Found on Facebook Marketplace. What could this possibly have been for? Oh God, she's connected to the mainframe. She's connected to the mainframe. She knows all. My Barbie towel is faded over the years, and now it's just a regular towel that looks at you. These twins, are they conjoined? No, much worse. Much worse, they're uncanny.
I was leaving my house at 6 a.m. and found this in the dew on the front steps. Wowee, looky here. We got some footsteps on your flooring. Better hope there's no one sleeping underneath your bed tonight. It's especially comforting if you notice the fact there are no footsteps leaving down the stairs. Hope you enjoy your new housemate. My job is to inspect every single one of these cars. Nighttime hits different. Oh, I don't appreciate the nighttime slightly shaky mobile phone cam. That does not help with the setting. That said, if you're someone who really enjoys the Walking Dead universe and that constant state of is there or is there not something around this corner that will try and kill me, well, I found the profession for you. Found this in my dog's water. I assumed that a grasshopper somehow got stuck in some weeds and drowned. Yeah, these are not weeds. I'm uncertain what exactly they are, but they are moving. Ah, yes, these are the very fun wormy things that literally grow inside bugs and then sprout out like flowers out their buttholes. This is what always gets me when people say, nature is pristine and beautiful and we should preserve it. No, nature is body horror. Okay, yeah, don't, destroy everything, but come on. Where is the beauty in a giant worm forcefully evacuating your bowels? I mean, the experience is bad enough when you have explosive diarrhea. Take it away with some facts, thick McNut drip. God, that is by far the most gross but creative way to explain someone's, post-fun juice. Those are parasites. Most grasshoppers and praying mantis are riddled with them. Well, there you go, Ash Ketchum. I hope you make sure you always get your scyther checked for worms. This face I found in the cliffs near my home. Okay. Congratulations! You've stumbled upon a horror movie trope that you are now stuck in until you go through the suffering consequences of trying to solve this mystery that will eventually resolve and you never resolving it because it's a horror movie. All the bad things are meant to happen to you. 1 a.m. and my cop neighbor is doing this through my kitchen window. What? Also, is this a kitchen or a greenhouse? There are plants everywhere. With so much nature around, it's no wonder your cop neighbor is suspicious of you, you body horror fanatic. Got home late from work to find my entryway vent like this. Oh. I mean, at least you can feel safely assured that it definitely wasn't a human that would have, broken through that. Maybe a rat, though. A very buff rat. Just keep a lookout for the signs of a rat in the household. Fecal matter, holes in food and clothing, but most importantly, a lack of self-autonomy as your hair is being pulled around. If one of your housemates are suddenly making gourmet food, run. Oh, never mind. Some loser in the comments gave a legitimate suggestion for this. Do you have a dog? My dog has dropped treats down our vent by his bed, and sometimes he'll flip the cover off somehow to try and get it. OP says, I do have a dog, and that is her favorite window to look out of. I decided it must have been her somehow because the only other option is that creature from X-Files who crawls out of vents to eat your liver. I'll move on, folks. 10-4. It's just a boring, legitimate reason. My brand new mattress I ordered on Amazon came infested with bed bugs. Cool, your mattress comes with snacks. And what's great is that you just have to look out for the little bumps and itches on your body to know if there's still some snacks available. A honey badger in a South African wildlife center escaped his enclosure twice to fight the lions in the exhibit besides his. It built towers out of rocks and sticks to climb over his wall, and when introduced with a mate, stood on her head to unlock the gate and get out once again. Ah, yes. Relationship goals. A package I received today. Okie dokie. Hello, police.
Hey, you! Well, hey, stop listening to them for a second and come over here. Hi, my name's John EmKay. We're selling clothes at our merch store. Our material is 100% cotton. A nice, comfy, oversized fit so you feel snug and you're not too tight and like you're being constricted by an anaconda or your ex-wife in a divorce. It's also got terry, as in terry cloth lining, not to mention really nice designs, both for the minimalist and the artistic. So grab yourself an EmKay shirt today or hoodie, both if you use code SNACK for free shipping. And remember, for every order, we'll give Robin a subreddit that isn't inherently depressing or enraging for him.
Accidentally printed this portrait on the wrong side of the paper. Oh, God! Wow! You look beautiful, babe. You're so gorgeous. Really brings out your smile. Like, how is that even possible? I guess some photos have like two different sides of paper. But how did I'm getting confused. Help me. The Wizard of Oz rap party in 1939. It's just a wholesome post-movie rap film set featuring a young 16-year-old main actress who, let's see what her diet was put on by the studio. A daily diet of chicken soup, black coffee, 80 cigarettes, diet pills, and amphetamines. Her waist was corseted and her nose affixed with prosthetics. How fun! But otherwise a magical family movie featuring munchkins, of which some of them were constantly putting their hands up Dorothy's dress. Again, a 16-year-old. If her life isn't a reason why the Me Too movement has been so necessary, I don't know what else is. I was not at home for a week and found this plant growing from the drain. Bodily horror making its way into your little house. Yeah,
It's a little baby, you just need to nurture it.
With some weed cutters.
I need help identifying this creature. It came with a fish we ordered to our restaurant. What? Wait, where's the body, or the face, or the... Where is the what of everything? We need an expert on this. Someone who'd know exactly what this is. Huzzah! Marmalade Corgi! You sound like someone who knows things.
It is a...
I believe. They are a parasitic copepod that attach to fish, and infestations of this parasite has been quite devastating to farmed fish stocks of late. Or it's just a simple plumbus. Oh my god, of course. A plumbus! Quick, patent it before Rick Sanchez does! George Mann's head after receiving a powerful left punch. What, did it like fall off or something? Oh, whoa, wow, oh my, oh, damn! People who actually follow this stuff, can you, again, requesting your help in the comments to describe what happened here? Iris growing over pupil. Haha, cool. Your body literally hates you. That's a fun thing to be dealing with. Man, how cool. It's like your body experienced you tattooing yourself and was like,
Oh, hey, cool, let me try that. Well, yeah, wow, this is a lot of fun.
okay. Honestly, the second image looks really cool. It's like you got a sniper lens in your eyeball. Rat King found in 1885, kept in a French museum. Yeah, that's just insane that this is a phenomenon that occurs so much that humans can literally title it something. When there are too many rats crawling around in a tiny space, they eventually overlap to the point where their tails tie up together, and they're just like this now. Like, guys, come on. You're meant to let go after a pinky swear. Who approved this artwork at my hotel? You'd just be stuck there in a moment of complete thought. Is it the frame itself that's recording you? Is it implying there's like a camera somewhere that's recording you? Why does it just say recording on the wall? I'd be like a deer in the headlights, just stuck. Like, okay, someone in the black web, the dark market, black web. Come on, brain! The dark web there's someone out there who's now watching me. And they're not even paying for my OnlyFans subscription. The Red House in West Maui, if I'm reading that right? Oh, wow! Wow, you are gonna be hated by all your neighbors. If you did not believe in a god, I think it's completely valid for you to start doing so. I'm cat-sitting and made the mistake of looking up. This is a ceiling in a client's house.
No, it's just the aesthetic. It's a little playroom for my kitty when they want a bit of privacy. Sometimes it brings down a friend, though the friends are never moving.
crazy looking residential complexes in Hong Kong. Wow, I can't tell if they're meant to be windows or power outlets. Also, I'll be honest, I would not trust these buildings. Not at all because of some argument about Chinese infrastructure, etc., but the colors. What are these colors? Again, is that just exposing my lack of understanding for, China culture? Is this actually a good color scheme in their culture? I don't know. Then again, I also just suck at color coordination myself. I really can't judge. But yeah, I don't know. You see the balconies, and they just look so thin. They look like they would crumble apart if you would stomping too loud, dancing to your favorite soundtrack. Guys, this dog showed up over an hour ago and it hasn't moved or looked away. My dogs would normally bark at anything that moves, but they're hiding in the room and crying if I try to bring them out. I called animal control and they hung up once I described the dog. What's going on? Oh, come on. It's cardboard. It's literally a cardboard cutout. What are you on about? That said, the longer you look at this, the more uncomfortable it gets. Was eating pizza and saw this screwed into the wall across from me. Yes, that's David Koresh's business card. Yeah, I have a weird mixed feeling with people who kind of have this sort of memorabilia, because in a way, they're not exactly idolizing the person, they're kind of just highlighting the uniqueness of what they have about them. That said, it is kind of weird that a cult person would have a business card for their cult? I'm looking at you, Scientology. Can someone explain this ad I got? It says, if you know, you know, but I don't know. If you know, you know. You'll do anything for their affection. They'll do anything for Sheba. You'll do
Anything
for a
kitten.
Okay, so now my first confusion was with how red this woman looks. Not that it's wrong to have imperfect skin tone, but it's just a bit odd and off-putting for what you typically see in ads. But thankfully, someone in the comments actually clarified this. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be representing allergies, but it's worse special effects and makeup than an 80s B movie. Oh, I thought she'd lost an eye due to a cat scratch. I thought she was winking badly, and then I didn't know what she was insinuating. Yeah, knowing that's meant to represent allergies makes a lot more sense and is a little less concerning now. Anyone notice we can simply scroll into years we will definitely be dead on our phones? Yeah, that's kind of a shame with the inability to have your data saved when someone buys your phone or upgrades a phone. I'd love to just leave a time capsule calendar notification for someone in the near 500 years. Oh, weird. I got a notification on my calendar. Remember Harambe. What is... Well, of course I remember my Lord and Savior. That's stupid. Walked outside to see what the dog was barking at. Oh, it's just another dog. If you replace OG with EMON. Found this package leaving my apartment building.
Do not use until September 11.
That's a weird opposites day version of best before a date? I mean, what? Is there a gremlin growing in this thing? I need some clarification. This shark has seen some schnitzel. Whoa! Damn! That's a fighter. That's got some work experience under their belt. The fact someone took a photo this close to this experienced beast, I am... Wow. No one on land can ever say that they are a brave person, because that title has been superseded like eons up. Was awoken in the middle of the night to the wind blowing the bedroom door shut. Then I thought I heard the floor creaking like someone was walking around. I opened my camera app and this was the first screen grab I saw. So we got a car, we got some chalk drawings on the road, and who's there walking down your porch? Hey, wow, it's Jesus. No, it's just a ghost in an ethereal glowing white dress. Nothing to see here. Just go back to sleep. Curious. That sounds like the exact thing a ghost in an ethereal glowing white dress would say. Police, after them! No. Close up of an ant. Is that an ant or a T-Rex? God, you know what's so weird and uncomfortable is the fact that the antennae, they look like the eyes, but no, it's those two little dots there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, damn, dude, you're so thankful that insects are as tiny as they are. Sleeping high. That's a great Photoshop. Because they can't be real, surely. That's not real. No way is that real. Please don't be real. There are so many things about this that I'm uncomfortable with, but for some reason right now I'm stuck on the part where all the bedding is probably uncomfortably moist from the clouds. Oh, that explains it then. This is bedding for people who want to be out of sleep, but also excuse themselves if they wet the bed. No, it wasn't them. It was the clouds' moisture. Haha, huzzah. Crisis averted. No shame for you. you. Southern California just got hit with an earthquake during a hurricane.
Emergency alert! National Weather Service. A flash flood warning is in effect for this area until 7:45 p.m. with the time. This is a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing an area subject to flooding or under an evacuation order. Emergency alert! Forget that one. Just get out of there. Earthquake detected. Drop cover and hold on. Protect yourself. God, is it hot, man? Oh, boy.
The thoughts on what kind of accidents this stair might cause in the future. You can really tell where they kind of screwed up the dimensions. Just noticing the vertical is strangely longer than the horizontal. You know, the part where you put your feet. The eyes of an electrician after being zapped by 14,000 volts of electricity. His shoulder touched a live wire and the current passed through his entire body, including the optic nerve, which connects the eye to the brain. The effect was two bizarre star-shaped electrical burns in his eyes. Damn, sir. That's a bit much just to get a tattoo on your eye. Why not just do what the other person did and have your areola, infectiously grow all over you? What my pre-kindergarten son brought home from school today.
Stay safe. If there is danger, let Winnie the Pooh and his crew show you what to do. Run, hide, or fight.
America. As an outside looking in, all I can say is at this point, it's all on you.
If danger is near, do not fear. Hide! Like Pooh does until the police appear. Doors should be locked and the passage blocked. Turn off the light to stay out of sight. We should all hide without making a sound in a place where we cannot be found. If we have cell phones, make sure to turn off all tones.
I want to see the page where Winnie fights. He has a shotgun. Watch the Heffalump episode. Went to get a tattoo today and glanced down the hall to see if my artist was heading back with my stencil. Artists only keep it. Oh, jeez. Hello. I was just wondering if with the other person. Sorry, as you were. Stop staring at me. Yeah, the guys in the shop have a good sense of humor, but this thing is or was staring at me from where I sat on their couch.
Those teeth.
Small cookie cutter sharks sink inflatable boat, sparking dramatic rescue. Don't anyone ever tell you you're too small to achieve great things. Who's more powerful? Thousands of years of developed technology and an advancement of an entire species? Or one tiny little bitey fella? The accuracy of this advertisement from 1996. They say in 30 years, a burger and fries could cost $16. Wait. What did it cost back then? A vacation, $12,500, and a basic car, $65,000. Well, no problem. You'll eat in, you won't drive, and you won't go anywhere. You know, this is something my partner and I actually recently discovered on our weekly grocery run. It is more expensive to buy ingredients and make your own, like Thai or pizza, than it is just to go out for that one night to get Thai or pizza. Because for one thing, you probably don't know how to make it right, because you don't always make it. You buy a bunch of stuff that you're never really going to use again, that's just going to sit in your cupboard for weeks, and not including all the extra labor of learning how to do it right and then trying to do it right and then failing and having mediocre food when you could have just spent maybe $4 more than what you've spent on your grocery run just to get it made for you easy. This is a purely anecdotal experience though, so, if you have the similar experience, let me know in the comments. I am curious if I'm alone in this. I was there, January 15th, 2018. Emergency alert at 8 a.m.
Ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill.
Emergency alert 45 minutes later.
Whoa, sorry, wrong person. Orcs. Anyway, what you doing?
This is new.
Oh, that dot is mighty close to me. I was very proficient at connect the dots when I was a child. This is not what I was hoping it would mean to. Goodbye, drought. Hello, a year's worth of rain in a couple days.
This throwaway account is asking some very specific questions. One day ago, what do you think would happen if you fell around 720 feet? I'm just wondering if that happened. Do you think that would be deadly or would it just paralyze you? Do you think there's a chance you'd survive or no? That same day. What's the minimum height you could fall that you'd die from 12 hours ago? What's the chance for someone to die from this? If someone fell 700 to 750 foot off a cliff and below the cliff was a forest full of trees, what's the chance of survival? Could you survive it or would you definitely be dead? This concerns me because it's not really specifying if they pushed someone off a cliff. It's if they just, if someone went off a cliff. Which when you think about it, is a bit twisted that like, I'd be thankful and a bit more relieved if it was them intending to do that to someone rather than, test the theory themselves. Ah, look, it's probably a rider, I hope. Detached tick I found on the floor of my apartment. Whoa! Oh man, that wow! Well, there's one thing for sure. That tick can apply for squatters' rights. I don't even know what the middle emoji is supposed to mean. Ah, the old classic meme that keeps popping up on the subreddits like monthly at this point. How did you do in PE today? Great. Wondering what it's like to fall off a 720-foot cliff? Or sad? This photo I took while working. Airbnb. The actual size of traffic lights. Yeah, it really is fascinating how you don't realize the size of these kind of things when, you see them every day. Well, assuming you actually have a social life. I do love the posture this woman's got. It's like, I caught a big fish. This normal looking tree. You're beautiful. So what if like the top half of you looks like a foot? You're gorgeous. You're beautiful, babe. I also found something while digging in my yard today. Wow, that's a rare find. You don't normally find a New York apartment in your backyard.